Thank you for joining us again on the Moment of Transformation. The aim of this program is to help you transform from who you are now to a better version of you. My personal belief, and I've taught it over the years, is that practice doesn't make perfect. It makes for improvement. And you continue to improve as long as you're on this earth to the end of your life. So just relax and don't be too hard on yourself. Just know that you're on a journey, and this journey never ends as long as you're on this earth. You continue to improve. There are times that you meet up with certain things in life that, you were not expecting it, but they transform you to become a better version of yourself. There are things you will know. Said to my wife that I never knew, and many other self, you are improving. You see, when you're talking about growth, it doesn't have to be from 1 to 5. It doesn't even have to be from as marginal as 0. You move from 0 to 0.5 or something, then you have grown. As you continue to practice it, as you continue to work on it, you begin to improve. Over the last 3 series, I've been talking to you on how to overcome the enemy called average. Average is an enemy. The other word for average is laziness, is fear, is breaking even, is midway, is mediocrity. You don't want to be a mediocre or mediocrity. You don't want to hang in there and just managing your life and you're neither here nor there. You have something better on the inside of you. Having dealt with this enemy called average, I want to talk to you maybe in the next 1 or 2 series on how to develop the spirit of excellence. How do I build that spirit? How do I develop that spiritual excellence or the spirit of excellence? A lot of people believe that excellence is a spirit that only God can put on the inside of you. I beg to differ. You can become excellent by learning certain things. by following certain principles, by taking silence. Extra that separates, that's excelling. You are pushing yourself out to distinguish yourself, to add something, that flavor. That is what we call excellence. Let me give you a day-to-day illustration. In this country, for instance, we have a lot of networks, network carriers who help, through whom we make our phone calls and data. In the area I live right now, there are networks that have not done enough in these areas to boost through their, their masts. They've not boosted anything here to allow the, those who live in this area enjoy these services well. But there are other people that have done extra jobs, and they are walking into the other areas that other networks have not arrived. They did not concentrate on, and they're boosting that. And what did we do? We then began to acquire their, their devices. We began to see this one sells this device, that one. We started to acquire these devices to use in the purpose, for the purpose of enhancing our communication and our data, activities. Now, what that means is this: if a person decides to go extra mile in an area where others are not showing interest, we say he's showing excellence. Where others believe, well, let's just put something little, you decide to add something extra to give you an edge. That is what we call excellence. And in Philippians chapter 1, verse 9 to 10, Paul the apostle was writing to this church, and he said something very, very, powerful here. He says, "And this I pray, that your love may abound still more and more in knowledge and all discernment." And then he goes on to say that you may approve things that are translation posted. Maybe that will help you get this. "And this I pray, that your love may abound more and more, display itself in greater depth, in real knowledge and practical insight, so that you may learn to recognize and treasure and blameless until the day of Christ." Actually living lives that lead others away from sin. That is what we call excellence. In other words, if I were in an office and everyone compromises, everyone devalues, or everyone loses his value, everyone loses their value for their faith, everyone looks away from the set rules, but I decide to play by the rules, I keep to the book, that will be what an excellence is made of. If you are at the traffic light and everyone is driving past as though the traffic light is not working, and since there are no law enforcement agents and no camera is recording them, so no apprehension, your willingness to be exceptional, to say I won't play by the rules of every other person, I will hang in here until I get the red light, makes you an excellent person. Why people are going and then they trash things, they drink, they just took a can of soda and they trash the environment, they just chew some things, some nuts or whatever, and they trash the environment. Your willingness to hold yours until you see an available trash can and you properly dispose that makes you excellent. So you see why you think excellence is such a gargantuan project, just such a massive or such a high thing that no one can attest to. They stand by you every day, they are before you, just practicing how to be excellent. Practicing how you odor, making sure that you keep your mouth fresh, making sure that you put in your best in everything you do, making sure that you walk by the rules. We're certified, you have to go through certain processes and all. Certified, you have to go through certain processes and all that. Something happened. Before the woman was appointed, she had gone to work on, for government as a director somewhere. And then she had gone and they gave her impresses, an advance, cash advance or something. And she's gone and she spent all the money that she could spend, finished everything. And the remaining money, she returned back to the company, returned money. And she asked the woman, and they brought her, before the president, and instantly she was given this job. Now, I'm telling a story, I think you'll like this. And she took on the job. Now she took it personal. By her own testimony, she said, my sister bought wrong drugs, she was diagnosed, and she bought drugs that meant in the position and raising this organization to an excellent and enviable position. Well, the woman had served out her time and she's out of this world now. She passed on because she was sick of cancer and then she died. Have you been hearing of NAFDAC? What is going on? Compromise? Fake drugs are back. We have started the Organization of Nigeria, SON, that should regulate equipment, computer, and all products that are brought into this country to make sure they have the highest standard. I hope you know if you order for any product in China, they will tell you of American standard, of British standard, of German standard, or whatever. What's the standard for your own country? I think that he needs to elevate that in the days of Darius, the king of Persia. And he pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, satraps, to be over the whole kingdom. Because how did was found in him? And the king, chapter 6, verses 1 to 3. So you need to understand that being excellent, separating yourself from the pack is what we call excellence. Everybody is doing it this way. I just decided that doesn't mean that you don't do things by the book, or you don't do, but you just do it with a touch of difference. You put an extra effort into it. You bring out the best at the time, not just breaking even, not just pushing yourself as after all, that's all that there is. What else do I do? I can't go. No. A touch of excellence. I need you to note the following. Excellence is not perfection. One of the biggest myths about excellence is that most people think excellence means perfection. This couldn't be further from the truth. The spirit of excellence doesn't mean that you have to be perfect. It simply means giving your best effort. Practice doesn't make perfect. You heard me say it over and again. It makes for improvement. So it is important to remember that we are all human, and as humans, we make mistakes, failure to keep you where you fell. You've learned something and you move to the next place. That's failing forward. There's something to carry along. There's something you've learned well. Other people's shipwreck have become my landmark. I've learned something and I'm moving forward. Excellence is not superiority. That's another misconception about excellence. Some people think it means superiority. This is not also true. Just because someone is excellent at something doesn't mean they are better than everyone else. It's not your gifting, your talent, or calling. Recently, I was scrolling through and she was recording. It was so off note, hysterically, just of ability to swim. Human beings are not. There are areas where you can be excellent. The fish is excellent in the waters. The trees are excellent on the ground. Human being excellence on the face of the earth. And you can be an excellent singer, you can be an excellent journalist, you can be an excellent whatever it is. I've found a couple of apps, or I've found a couple of things that could be done well that I haven't used. But I've called my staff, I called my pastor, and I said, he does some things, and I said, your concept is so sorry. You're trying to do your best. You're trying to do and make excellence. Understand, you're trying to do your best. You're trying to do and make excellence. Understand that excellence. Understand that excellence that you strive for in everything you do, big or small. It is a lifestyle. It's something you practice every day and choose to live as. When you live your life with excellence, it becomes a part of who you are. And people will know, they say, so and so. If it's not who you are, and people will know, they say, so and so. If it's not good enough, don't. I've had a lot of people and he wants a new bed sheet on the bed. He wants the toilet to be sparkling clean. He wants his library to be well organized. I'm back home. That's how they welcome me. Cannot not be clean, not be smelling fresh. And my bedroom smelling fresh with new bed sheet, and my library smelling fresh. These are the things that I set the excellence. And everyone who lives with me knows that when it comes to this man, don't bring anything that is odious. Don't bring anything that is repulsive. Excellence is a choice. Organize your work area. 1,000 naira in front, 1,000 naira in front of 100 naira, and 500 in front of 200, and it's all scattered. You can tell they're not organized. Because an organized man will put the 500 together, the 200 together, the 100 together, the 1,000 together. You see, excellence begins with little things. With little things. If you remove something from somewhere, return it there. Then they practice it long enough. They are looking for an excellent man. They went to the king. You got a guy here. Everything he does, he's excellent at. Everything he does, he's excellent at. Okay? Okay? Another thing is contagious. When you see someone else strive for excellence, it inspires you to do. Someone else strive for excellence, it inspires you to do the same. Before long, excellence becomes a habit. There are things, maybe the bird, maybe the wind, can cause it to spread. Can I tell you something? I've known people who have walked around me, I've known people who have lived with me, I've known people who have been in my office that don't know they have very bad body odor. They don't know. They just can't perceive. And when you're saying, do you think you need to address them? They say, I'm okay, there's nothing wrong. I've seen them 100% of the time they come, this place is not smelling well. This is not smelling good. Oh, I like this smell and all that. It's contagious. It's contagious. I see people who lived around me who don't know how to dress, who don't dress well. They just pick up anything and wear just anything. But when I begin to check them out and I begin to say, look, we've got to do something. We have to, look, you do this, go back and change this to this. Okay. And he just wore that. And I said, where are you going? He said, I'm accompanying you. I said, okay, can we take a snapshot? Look at yourself and just take a snapshot. And I said, Daddy, can you give me a minute? He went back home to change. Just that I requested a snapshot with holes in them. If you go for a picnic or something, you can do that. You can't dare follow me that. I said, the way you dress it, you think I'll let you follow me into a body? Then you can send him back to my house. You can look, you can bring out the best per time. Do you understand what I'm saying? Another characteristic of excellence, or another misconception about excellence, or that people don't know, is that excellence is rewarding. Excellence is worth striving for. When you live your life with excellence, you'll find that good things happen to you. People will only invite you to excellent things. You will be more successful. You will feel better about yourself. You will make dirty things, lower things. They will call you only for things that are excellent. Another thing to learn about excellence is that excellence, you from everyone else. People will spell surname name and today, and they still need someone to interpret them. And I dare you, do this. Develop yourself in an area that will make you an excellent person in that area. Kings will look for you. I said it before, and I will say it again. If the poor and the rich do not meet, they don't meet at the table of brotherhood. They don't meet at the table of friendship. They meet at the table of negotiation. When you've developed your excellence, and you are the workman that he says to you, can you do this? You say, how much do you need? So are you sure that's all you need? They say, well, this other one, you buy this, but if you put it, this is the price. Can you come a little low? Say, if you want this job excellently done, this is what I need. You sign a contract. But if you say, well, what are some characteristics of excellence? Daniel chapter 6, verses 3 and 4. Then that will finish today, because I will need to do a part 2. But let's see some of the characteristics, But let's see some of the characteristics of excellence. Number 1 is integrity. In the path of excellence, integrity builds trust, reliability, and respect. That's what is important. If you have the spirit of excellence, the first thing you are looking for is integrity. Integrity will build trust, reliability, and respect. These are key contributors to setting strong foundation for lasting success in any field. Integrity is the quality of being complete and undivided. living from what's right. Undivided, living from what's right. What is right? Live life so you are always in a state of integrity. So that your values are so treasured, they are so excellent that there is no amount of supplies and food. But you know some people whose integrity is negotiable? You remember a man called Balaam? The king said, I'm going to do you honor. He said, you give me the whole honor, I'm not going to say anything. God touched his tongue. Then he said, I'm going to make you rich. He said, if you will do this, I will not. But by the time he saw the things and the people were going to leave, nothing was going to happen. He gave counsel to the king and said, well, now I can't curse them. I've tried to curse them 3 times. God changed adultery. If they can do that. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't know a man. You don't know a man until we used to respect people. We used to be humble. Or you live from hotel to hotel. Humble. Or you live from hotel to hotel. Greatest revealer of men's heart and above, beyond, over and above, beyond, over and beyond to changes and handle multiple tasks and responsibilities. They have strong problem-solving skills and they set themselves apart too, because of their set skills. This is what I'm talking about. You sit back there and then you don't want to show that you are dependable. And that's why you hear people, workmen, oh, this plumber, oh, this workman, this one, they will never say something and keep to it. If you can't, we had to do some assignments and some people we thought to use and we tried to establish new contact with them. We found they were not men of integrity. They were not dependable. They couldn't adapt. And we tried to check them up and all that. And they just kept doing whatever they were doing. So I just told my boys, shut it down. And now they're calling, oh, Daddy, we need your attention. Daddy, can we get a job? Daddy, don't forsake us. And then I say, you forsook yourself when you couldn't deliver. You forsook yourself when you decided to choose less than an excellent delivery. I cannot work with people who are not doing their best in their profession. Do you understand? Number 3, lifelong learning is also a characteristic of excellence, as they are always seeking to expand their knowledge and skills. They are curious, they are open to new ideas and perspectives. It is important to know that perfection is not the goal, but rather to constantly, constant pursuit of betterment and improvement. That is what defines excellence. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying you have to be perfect. Nobody is perfect. We're all striving to be our best. I need somebody to look at me and say, you need to fix this, you need to fix A. The way backwards while looking forward, except through the rear mirror. And that's not how we live. That's not how we work. So, but you need to, and they said, you said this. I said, are you sure? Say, get me the tape. And I listened to the tape and I said, what? That's not what I wanted to say. I may have said that I didn't mean to say it that way. I may not have come out the exact way. There are times that people are talking with me and I'll say, and I'll keep quiet. Because excellence is just, okay? Now, another thing we talk about is the self-awareness. People with this spirit of excellence, with this trait, are aware of their strengths and their weaknesses. They are constantly working to improve themselves and their work. They are also able to recognize and acknowledge their limitations and are not afraid to ask for help or guidance. You always, in fact, excellent people always ask questions for clarification. They want you to clarify them. Sorry, did I hear you say this? Is this what you mean? Excellent people don't make permanent decisions. They don't take permanent decisions on temporary problems. There are problems that someone said something, you haven't seen the other person to cross-check, to balance the story. Then you make a decision not to talk to them. Oh, I can't continue with you anymore simply because somebody said something. Find out, how did you get there? Is it exactly as the person said it or not? If you have been counseling for a long time, you will know that hearing one side to decide a matter is the most dangerous thing you can do. Because the other person, everyone will always, build towards himself. They want to arrogate that thing. They want to be a criminal. So part of excellence is don't judge people before you understand what they're saying. Find out, is this so? Balance the story before you do anything else. One more step, we will take one more thing we discussed before we can end today. I think humility. The individuals who practice excellence do not boast about their achievements or put others down to make themselves look better. They can appreciate and acknowledge the achievements of others and are not threatened by the success of others. They are also able to admit their mistakes and learn from them. That is what we mean by excellence. Someone who said, I know that I'm not perfect, I'm still improving, I'm sorry. When I said this, I did not know it would come across this way. I apologize. I'm ready to change, I'm ready to improve on it. Being excellent doesn't mean that you're perfect in your relationship. You are not. You are not perfect in